I'm back, I'm better, I'm ready to finish the rest of the year strong. Let's get into these winners today. Monday Night Football on the way. This is the Free 3. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video. I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day, and we just try to get to the bag together and get some money. I do apologize, guys, for not having videos at the end of last week. I don't know what happened after Christmas. I don't know if I ate something. I just wasn't feeling too well. I was down pretty bad for the last, day or two. I kind of got my strength back over the weekend, so now we're back. We feel good. We're trying to finish off the remainder of the year strong. Few more days. Obviously, we have today, and then we have tomorrow. We got some college football action. Then New Year's Day, we've got college football playoff action, and we're going to have a whole new setup to our videos. We might be doing some streaming on Twitch. So we have some things that we've been working on here behind the scenes over the last few days, trying to make some few changes here. I do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown. We've made it to 1,000 subs, so hopefully this next year, we're going to get to 10,000, 20,000 and beyond, man. So we appreciate all the love and support, guys. Monday Night Football today, so I do have a few best bets for you guys alongside an NBA player prop as well. If you guys missed out over the weekend, well, I should say on our last show, which we had on Thursday, I believe, we went 1-2. We cashed in on our player prop of DeAndre Ayton's points, but we did lose on our Seahawks and Bucks lay. If I had known Giannis and Dame was not playing, it would have, that's why I'm switching some things up with the morning show, because it's just very hard sometimes to handicap when you don't have all the information and news, and it affects your record. You don't want to go back and say, hey guys, I'm pulling this bet. It's just a lot of different things. So that was a rough loss, because we did get the Seahawks money line right, and then we got one half of our other parlay right with DJ Moore receptions, but Smith and Jigba, he did not get his receiving yards there, so that lay lost as well. So both of our parlays on Thursday lost, but our one player prop cashed in. So for today, we're going to look to do something very similar, do an NBA player prop, and then maybe a little bit of a two-leg parlay for you guys, all right? So let's get into that. Let's smash that subscribe button for us, man. Appreciate it. And let's dive into these winners for this Monday Night Football. All right, Monday Night Football matchup between the Lions and the 49ers. If you guys have not known just yet at this point in the regular season, this game really means nothing for the Detroit Lions, because next week's game against the Vikings is what everything comes down to. I was upset about the NFL having games on Christmas Day. I was like, it's unnecessary to have games on a Wednesday to be a bully. But I do like the fact that they do games like on Saturday at this point in the regular season. So this way these teams can kind of understand and know situationally where they might fall or what they need to do with their players based on the chance that following playoff scenarios, right? So I don't know. Dan Campbell is the type of head coach who is going to play his starters, and I just don't know how long they're going to play for, in all honesty. That's why handicapping this game was a little bit frustrating for me, and that's why I don't really want to overextend myself too much. But what I do think is going to happen on the other side for the 49ers is that this is their Super Bowl, right? They said no Trent Williams today. They have a whole bunch of injuries on the defensive line as well, but Nick Bosa is healthy. He should be playing as well. So I don't really see that the 49ers are going to be able to run the ball. Obviously, they have no Christian McCaffrey, right? We do know that Isaac Guerrero, or whatever his name is, Isaac Guerrero, I don't know how to say it, you guys know who I'm talking about. The running back for the 49ers, right? He's supposed to be back today. He's supposed to be healthy. But we know that he's basically their third string running back, right? So just all the different injuries that the 49ers have been having to deal with, but they do have Debo. They do have George Kittle. They do have some of the weapons that Purdy can use. And given the fact they have nothing left to play for at this point, this is their Super Bowl. And on the other side for the Lions, they really don't need to play their starters that long, because this week's game, win or loss, really doesn't matter. Now, if next week they do tie, which probably is not going to happen, with the Vikings, then at that point, this game would matter. But most likely, I don't know. So what I'm thinking here is that Brock Purdy's going to throw the ball, okay? So we're going to go over 253.5 passing yards, minus 110 odds. Now, you could take this pass attempts line as well. It has bumped up to about 33.5. It was at around 32.5. I did like that as well. But I do think that this is the angle that you want to go in this game. Why? Because we know all the injuries that the Lions have had defensively, especially, on that side of the ball. I mean, they've had injuries offensively and defensively. That's why, for me, I just don't know if Dan Campbell is going to be smart here and say, you know what? Because of what this team has dealt with this year, no David Montgomery. Do we risk Jahmyr Gibbs getting hurt? Do we risk Amon-Ra St. Brown getting hurt? Even Jared Goff, right? Some of these other weapons that they do have. Aiden Hutchinson, he's done for the season. The amount of players that they have on IR, it can change how maybe influence his coaching philosophy. But we just don't know until the game time happens, right? But one thing that we do know is that the Lions are susceptible to giving up yards, right? Bottom 5 pass defense, giving up 240 yards per game through the air. That's 28th out of 32 NFL teams. So Brock Purdy, no run game, no offensive line. Your star left tackle, all pros, not playing either. Isaac is getting like maybe 2 yards per carry. You're going to throw the ball. That's going to open it up. Just don't overthink it. This is what we're going for the final game for the 49ers as they're just trying to go out with some type of dignity and pride at this point, right? This is your last chance to take out the number 1 seed to show that, hey, you guys are still a good football program, even though it was an underwhelming year for you. I like Purdy here in this situation, and because of that as well, and I just don't know if the Lions playing the full game, I'm just going to isolate this to the first half. So we're going to go Lions first half, similar to what we did with the Seahawks first half. That cashed in for us. And we're going to take that on the money line. I'm not even laying the -3 first half. Just take the money line. And I'm going to take Iowa State in college basketball, and I'm putting that on the money line. So you guys know why I'm taking the Lions. They're the better team. I believe if Dan Campbell is going to play his starters, it's going to happen for the first half. I don't know what happens after that. We might see something like what Green Bay did with Josh Jacobs with Matt LaFleur. It's like, hey, if we score enough points, you guys are done, or if we get down by enough points, you guys are done. That's why I'm staying away from Lions props from this game. If you do like Jahmyr Gibbs, I like his rushing attempts at over 18.5, but you need a full body of work to kind of get those numbers. And again, do you risk it given how much the Lions team has dealt with this season? But I do think that they can win the first half, right? Because they are the better team. Purdy might make a mistake or two. They'll get 3 and out. This Lions offense is dynamic. I believe they're going to play normal for at least the first half. Now, on the other side, Iowa State, the reason why we're doing this parlay here is because I like the parlay that we did with the Bucks. Again, if I had known that Giannis wasn't going to be playing and Dame wasn't going to be playing, I would have replaced that with another team. And I believe that day, I don't remember who I would have placed it with, but I put like a 3-leg parlay together on my personal book, and the other 2 legs hit, and the Bucks had lost. So we would have been fine. So Iowa State right now is the number 5 team ranked on KenPom. They're 10-1 in the year. Their only loss was a 2-point loss to Auburn. Auburn's the top team in the country, both offensively and defensively. This is an Iowa State team that's number 3 in offensive efficiency, 14th in defensive efficiency. They're very, very good. They don't turn over the ball. They're top 10 in turnover percentage, top 15 in effective field goal percentage, and they get to play a Colorado team that they've already faced this season on a neutral floor. It wasn't a conference game like it is today, but they still played them because of a tournament that they played in earlier in the year. They won that game 99-71. It was not close. Colorado is at home today. That's not why I'm willing to lay the 10.5 points. It's a lot of points for a road favorite. I'm not going to lie. 10.5 points in a tough place to play like Colorado that has the altitude advantage. It could be a closer game than we think. But at the end of the day, Iowa State should be able to win on the money line. I'm taking that. I do think they can cover, but I would try to take them live. So those are the 2 best bets that we're going with the Monday Night Football. We're just going to go with Lions first half and just throw another huge favorite money line in there, okay? Now we're going to get down to the NBA. Few games on today, not trying to force it too hard, but one player that I've been looking at recently that I've been watching their games possession by possession recently is the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors today are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers are favored by 4.5 points, although the Warriors are at home. We should see Stephen Curry. We should see Draymond Green. Both of them have missed a day or two over the last week or so after the great performance that we saw from Steph on Christmas Day. But one player that has really stepped it up for the Warriors recently, despite all the injuries that this team is currently facing, is Mr. Jonathan Kuminga. And I'm going to take over 18.5 points, -115 odds. Now, I know this is probably a high number for a bench player and for somebody like Kuminga who can be streaky. I get it, but look at the numbers that Kuminga has been putting up. He had 34 last game against the Suns. He had 34 the game before that against the Clippers. He only had 14 against the Lakers, but he had 26 against the Pacers. That's the type of numbers that Kuminga is putting up. He's gone over this number, like I mentioned, in 3 of the last 4. He's averaging 21 points per game for the month of December. He's been averaging about 35 minutes per game or so over the last 4 or 5 games, which I like. That means Steve Kerr's getting some more confidence in him. I know his name was floating around with the trade rumors. Clippers, and maybe Kuminga knows that as well, and that's why he's playing as well as he is. He's aggressive. He's shooting the ball. 19 attempts against the Clippers, 20 attempts against the Suns, 16 attempts against the Pacers. So he's getting to the free throw line as well. 12 free throw attempts, 14 free throw attempts, 9 free throw attempts. I like that. That shows an aggressiveness. That's what you want from a young player. And normally, when you're a young player, you try to like ride off of that momentum, right? Like you're feeling yourself like, okay, I had 2 good games. Let me see if I can do 3 in a row, right? And it also gives me confidence that he had 21 points against the same Cavaliers team back on November the 8th. So as a young player, and you know you're already in a rhythm against a team that you had success against earlier on in the season, he had 5 rebounds and 5 assists in that game as well. So that's an overall great game that he had, and now he has more confidence. Now he has more minutes. Also, again, there's a lot of injuries that the Warriors are dealing with to their bench unit. No Moses Moody, no Brandon Pryszkowski. He's out with a dominant injury. No Gary Payton II. So Kuminga's really the only guy that they got coming off the bench that's really going to be able to put up points. Buddy Hield is not shooting the ball well right now. We saw Draymond literally cuss at him live on TV the other day, right? So we need something from him. Steph is obviously Steph, but he can't be the only person who's scoring the ball. Draymond's not really looking to score that much. So who else is going to score for them? Jonathan Kuminga. I like him here in this situation. And then even though he's listed as a power forward, I have him more as like a small forward type of player. And the Cavaliers are giving up the 9th most points to small forwards. Kuminga plays that kind of hybrid role. The line spread's only 4.5. I do think the Cavaliers win. I do think they cover. But I think the form that Jonathan Kuminga's been in recently with the minutes and also the shot volume gives me confidence to take him over 18.5 points here as our player in the NBA of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Again, 3 best bets that I'm giving you guys on this Monday card. I do apologize for missing over the last few days. Let's finish this rest of the year strong and stick with us as we have some new things that are coming up on the way here in the DYF Bets Network. But for today, on the Monday Night Football matchup, Brock Purdy over 253.5 passing yards, as I think the 49ers may win this game in their Super Bowl today. Lions, first half on the money line. Just isolate to the first half just in case the starters don't play in the second half. And we're going to take Iowa State on the money line against Colorado. And then in the NBA, we got Jonathan Kuminga. I'm expecting him to score today over 18.5 points. Let's lock that in as our 3rd and final best bet of the day. All right, my friends, let's get to that cheddar. Let's get to that money. And as always, dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Later, guys.